didn't know about that.
That's
And they
that's the
found
thing.
it after.
Well, that was the plan. See, Corbin, that was the original plan. Was to come to the Conjuring house. But now Elton has an idea.
Now we're going to the Conjuring house, Conjuring barn, the Conjuring...
7 days. What's next? The Conjuring playpen?
Well, there is. Well, if you guys want anything more that we just discovered, just only 4 days ago, we found out that there might be bodies still in the back of the Conjuring house.
Why do you just all of a sudden think there's bodies in the
So what happened was, all right, this sounds crazy, but someone did a seance back in the day, and they said that there's 7 soldiers or 7 people buried in the back of the Conjuring house. This is all rumored, and then so just 3 days ago, Nick Groff, one of the founders of Ghost Adventures, came here with this guy who is called Bob the Bone Finder, who came here and does stuff with cops to find dead bodies, like bodies that went missing.
So he's a
in
real
the ground.
deal.
Yeah. And we discovered that he didn't say dead bodies, he said anomalies that looked like they would be bodies buried in the back of the Conjuring house, and we put flags there. There's so much stuff about this place.
Yeah.
It's always just new stuff popping up because a lot of people believe that there's just a portal here, and there's always new ghosts coming in that no one can keep track.
Yeah, that's what I read too.
Yeah.
Creepy. That this land is basically just a massive portal
Yeah.
to all things.
I believe it.
paranormal.
I mean, dude, I can try to lead us to the cemetery, but I've only been there once.
I can try to lead you to
Yeah,
do you think maybe we
because at
should meet
night-
the owner of the house first
Yeah.
and introduce ourselves?
Yeah.
Before we're like,
Sign
hey,
waivers maybe too, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, do we have to sign waivers?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
This sounds better and better every minute.
My name's Corey. I'm 25 years old. I like long walks on the beach. I like to go to Chili's. I get the 2 for $20, chicken Alfredo with a potato soup, and my favorite soda's probably orange.
Nice to meet you, Cole.
I really thought you were gonna say I enjoy long walks to the cemetery. No, that's what I don't like. You know,
Yeah, like
I'm trying to give you hints. You know, maybe let's go to Malibu right now.
Let's go to Chili's, dude. 2 for 20.
That sounds awesome.
Let's go investigate Chili's, dog.
I heard their mozzarella sticks are haunted.
Guys, if you aren't aware, if you want to join us on an investigation, we're actually doing a contest right now. We're going to be flying to your hometown and bringing you to whatever the most haunted paranormal investigation place that you would like to go, and you can bring your friends and all that fun stuff.
Yep.
So we're happy to be doing that. And there's actually 2 ways to enter. Leave a like and a comment. That's all you have to do, and that will count as 1 entry. We're keeping tabs on that. The other way to enter, and if you want to help support us so we can keep making these videos bigger and better and going to cooler places around the world, is head over to senditsociety.com. That is the clothing line that we run, and for every $1 you spend will equal 1 raffle ticket.
So wear a diaper, because you're gonna piss your pants.
Alrighty, what's going on everybody? Ninja Star here, and today we are back at it again with our Full Metal Alchemist video. Now, it feels pretty weird saying that. I never really talk about Full Metal Alchemist on my channel because I hadn't seen it up until recently. Both series, Full Metal Alchemist 2003 and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I know many of you out there are familiar with Brotherhood. I don't know how many of you have seen the original anime, but for the sake of, for the content I'm going to be discussing in this video, it's implied that you should have already seen the original anime. So if you haven't, go watch that stuff and come back to this video. But if you don't care about spoilers, I mean, go ahead. I'm also going to be talking about Brotherhood's ending. That's not going to be the main focus. Main focus is going to be 03, but we'll bring a Brotherhood's ending here and there. So if you care about spoilers and you haven't seen Brotherhood, I mean, check that out. Watch the original anime first and then go to Brotherhood. That is always my ideal recommendation for someone who hasn't seen Full Metal Alchemist. So, you all saw the thumbnail, you read the title, we're talking about the original anime's ending. Full Metal Alchemist, the original anime's ending, is often seen by many as bittersweet. It is not really the way you wanted it to end. It's not so happy-go-lucky, everyone lives happily together after the end, literally. It's kind of almost depressing that it didn't end up the way we all wanted or the general fandom wanted it, but it also kind of concludes the story. It wraps up the otherwise really well told narrative, and while I don't mind a bittersweet ending from time to time in storytelling, I also think it being too ambiguous can really ruin it, so to speak. And I think many can agree with me that when I finished the original Full Metal Alchemist anime, I wasn't exactly cheering. I was like, oh, there has to be more. So I went to Crunchyroll from Netflix and I watched Conqueror of Shambhala because that's supposed to be the concluding movie for Full Metal Alchemist. So by the way, if you haven't, when I said Full Metal Alchemist, implied you've seen it. I assume that you've seen the original anime and Conqueror of Shambhala because those two kind of go together. Like Conqueror of Shambhala is meant to mainly give a better conclusion that the original anime didn't, because the original anime, the way it ends off, it's meant to go into something else. And many people actually prefer the original anime's ending to Conqueror of Shambhala, but I'll get to that later. Basically, it doesn't end off the way we all wanted, but it's still kind of, it works. I mean, it's still fairly consistent, and it does go in with one of the show's ending principles. You don't always get what if you work hard enough and you constantly try your best, you may get what you want, but not always in the way you expect. And that was the thing with this. It ended, yeah, Al got his body back and the brothers were reunited, but was it really the way we expected? Were they really in Risenball with Winry and everyone just having a good time, you know, the usual? No, it wasn't how we expected it at all. And I think that's one of the really unique things Fullmetal Alchemist 2003 did. However, it has its holes. The original anime, the way it ended off, is meant to go on to something else, but if you look at it thematically, it's meant to almost give a closure to the brothers' adventure while still opening up doors for the future. The brothers have both gotten their bodies back, they're the main overarching goal of the series, however, they're split up. I mean, their journeys are really over, but now it's just a matter of like a post-adventure goal in mind for them to see each other once again. However, I feel that maybe the Conquer of Shambhala movie going in a similar fashion to this thematically would have been a better choice. Maybe not so much the finding each other goal part, but them being separated. The reason I bring this up is that if you remember in the Conquer of Shambhala movie, when Ed's about to leave off, he goes, we see Alphonse like kind of crying and all that, but then in the next scene, we see Alphonse there with Ed because he hopped on last minute because he wanted to be with his brother. I guess that does kind of go back to the whole, hey, you got what you wanted, but it's not what you expect. But that feels so odd and out of place, and it really just played with us. It played with our expectation that literally doesn't make.
In 1967, a man
The gate! It's still here! Edward! Brother? Alphonse? My automail. I'm really here. But does that mean the other Ed had to die? His life traded for mine?
Quite an amazing feat, Edward.
Dr. Marco, I never did know where you went.
Sure you did, Ed. After all, you were the one who found the old doc and just waved goodbye as he went into the Fuhrer's custody. Now that was a great idea. The poor man ended up in that thing's stomach. Wouldn't have died if you hadn't tracked him down. Of course, you were bad luck for a lot of us, weren't you? I'd still be with my wife, an adorable little girl, if I hadn't met you. It must be tough fighting against a friend that you've already killed once.
Is that all you got? Release me. Impersonations with guilt trips attached. Damn you. You'll have to do better than that. You're still a homunculus under that face. Have you forgotten what I did to your friend Sloth? I killed her while she was wearing the face of my own mother.
Really?
That must have been very hard for you. So, not as tough as you think. I'd reconsider the use of alchemy if I were you.
You think I'm gonna listen to you?
Go ahead and use it if you want. It's not like I care what happens to your brother.
The Philosopher's Stone has already been activated. If transmutations occur near him, who knows what could happen?
Let's find out.
You're gonna pay for that!
Keep trying it. I'm much stronger than you.
Don't hurt me, Edward.
Don't mess with me!
Edward, please stop it!
Calm down.
Give up, kid. You don't have what it takes to kill me.
I don't think you could have picked an easier target! Show me what you really look like! Instead of being a coward whose only real power is to hide behind other people's faces!
Do you really want to see?
Stop jerking me around!
You asked for it!
What's wrong? I thought you wanted to see.
Your son. Envy was the very first homunculi, created by Hohenheim almost 400 years ago. The result of the failed human transmutation of our son, who died prematurely of mercury poisoning. I suppose you could say that Envy was once your brother.
But then he abandoned me, started fresh with his perfect wife and kids. Needless to say, I never did like being replaced. What's going on?
The gate! It's still here!
Man was digging for gold in a forest in Canada when behind him he heard this sudden commotion. It sounded like geese getting really startled and flying off in different directions. And so he put down his pickaxe, he stood up, up, he turned around, and what he claimed happened next is referred to as the Falcon Lake incident, and it's considered to be one of the most credible paranormal stories of all time. But before we get into that story, if you're a fan of the strange, dark, and mysterious delivered in story format, then you've come to the right place, because that's all we do, and we upload once a week. So if that's of interest to you, please ask the like button if you can borrow their favorite DVD, but instead of watching it, use it as a frisbee with your dog, and then return it. Also, please subscribe to our channel and turn on all notifications so you don't miss any of our weekly uploads. Okay, let's get into today's story. Just before 11 p.m. at night on May 20th, 1967, a 50-year-old man named Stephen McCulloch staggered into the Misericordia Hospital in Winnipeg, Canada. Stephen was so physically weak that his oldest son, Mark, was there with him, physically holding him up, carrying him into the hospital. When the nurses at the front desk saw the pair walk in, they immediately got up and walked around their desk over to these two guys and said, "Hey, what's going on? What's wrong with him?" And so Stephen at this point is so uncomfortable he can barely talk, but he takes a deep breath and then he tells the nurses that earlier that day he had been burned on his chest and stomach, and now he had this blinding headache and he was so nauseous and he could barely walk. The nurses knew clearly this is an emergency, and so they quickly ushered the pair down the hall to an exam room, and then a couple of minutes later, doctors came into the room and they asked Stephen to show them his burns. Stephen, who was already lying on his back on the exam table, slowly reaches down and grabs the bottom of his shirt and he lifts it up, and the doctors are stunned at what they see on his stomach. There was a very strange burn pattern that none of them had seen before. And so the doctors, they move in to get a better look at his injury, and as they're staring at it, they ask Stephen to explain how he got this burn. Now, what the doctors didn't realize is that Stephen was very conflicted. He knew if he told the truth about how he got this burn, then he would open himself and his family up to ridicule and skepticism. But as he's laying there and the doctors are waiting for his answer, he finally decides that the right thing to do here is just tell the truth. And so he takes a deep breath and then tells the doctors what happened to him. And by the time he was finished telling this story of what happened to his stomach, the doctors had stopped looking at his injury and instead were just standing in the middle of the room staring at Stephen with eyes wide and their mouths open. They were all literally speechless. Within 24 hours, Stephen's story had made news all over the world, and his story had attracted the attention of numerous US and Canadian secretive government agencies who were keen to interview Stephen one-on-one to really find out what he knew. In short, what Stephen claimed happened to him, dubbed the Falcon Lake incident, was a very big deal. However, the farther this story went and the more people that heard it, the more people started to question the validity of this story. It just seemed too unbelievable that maybe Stephen is just lying or this is a hoax. And so before I tell you Stephen's actual account of what happened at Falcon Lake, I'm going to give you a little context about who Stephen was prior to the incident. Because ultimately, Stephen's credibility in your eyes will determine if you really believe what happened to him. Stephen was born in the early 20th century in Poland, and when World War II broke out, he was captured by the Nazis and put into one of their concentration camps. It was called the Gross Rosen camp, and it was located in Poland. During his time at that camp, Stephen would bear witness to the Nazis perpetrating some of the worst atrocities ever committed against humanity. In total, approximately 125,000 people were held prisoner at the Gross Rosen camp, including Stephen. And of those 125,000, 40,000 of them would be killed, primarily on site at the camp, or on a Nazi-led death march. After the camp was finally liberated in early 1945, Stephen worked as a translator for the US Army, helping them continue to liberate other concentration camps across Europe. But by 1946, Stefan was ready to leave Europe and start a new life somewhere else and put World War II behind him. And so he and his wife, who also was held in a concentration camp during World War II, fled Poland with their 3 young kids and resettled in Winnipeg, Canada. And for the next 20 years, the McCullochs lived a very peaceful life. Stefan would find work as a mechanic at a cement factory, and his wife and his kids would make many friends and fall in love with the Winnipeg community. However, the McCullochs' life would take a sudden turn for the worst on May 20th, 1967. That was the day of the Falcon Lake incident. Stefan was a very passionate amateur prospector. A prospector is someone who searches the earth for mineral deposits, usually gold or silver. Stefan would spend much of his off time traveling all over Canada to different wilderness areas to basically hike around the forest and up over the mountains, stopping to hack into the earth with his pickaxe in hope of discovering treasures underneath the surface. Now, Stefan almost never found any treasures on any of his prospecting journeys, but he wasn't really in prospecting for the riches. Stefan just loved being outdoors and being in nature. It was very calming and peaceful for him, and considering how traumatic his earlier life had been, being in the concentration camp during World War II, finding moments of peace in his life was very important to him. And so, in May of 1967, Stefan decided to go out on another one of his prospecting trips, this time to an area called Falcon Lake. Falcon Lake is a fairly large lake located about 100 miles to the east of Winnipeg, and surrounding this lake was a big forest that Stefan had heard contained silver deposits tucked away in the hillsides. And so on Friday, May 19th, Stefan was ready to go on this trip, and so he packed up all of his prospecting equipment, he said goodbye to his wife and his kids, and then he left the house and made his way to the bus stop where he hopped on a Greyhound bus. 2 hours later, he got off the bus at the stop closest to Falcon Lake, and from there, he made his way to this cheap motel that was right on the side of the highway. He got a room, he got a quick bite to eat in their cafe, and then returned to his room and went to bed. The next morning, May 20th, 1967, so the day of the Falcon Lake incident, Stefan woke up early, right around 5 a.m. And by 5:30 a.m., he had all of his equipment either in his backpack or on his belt, and he was making his way out of the motel's front doors. Right outside of this motel was the highway that ran left to right, and on the other side of that highway was this huge forest that Falcon Lake was deep inside of. And so after Stefan left the motel, he crossed over that highway and began walking into the woods. And for the next several hours, Stefan just kind of meandered his way through the woods. He wasn't on a trail. He was just using his compass to make sure he was generally walking in the direction of Falcon Lake. At around 9 a.m., so he's been hiking now for several hours, he looked up ahead and he saw there was a clearing on the side of this hill. And so Stefan walked into this clearing, and 2 things became immediately apparent. One, he was right near Falcon Lake. From his perspective on this clearing, he could look down just a couple of hundred feet, and there was the lake. And 2, the reason this clearing existed and why no trees were growing on it at all is because under his feet was just a huge rock face, like a quartz vein that was running across this hillside. And so this was like the perfect place for Stefan to begin prospecting. And so he set his things down, he got out his pickaxe, he got his welding gloves on, he put on his welding goggles as well. They protected his eyes from any rocks that were flying as he was hacking into the ground. And then he got to work. For the next couple of hours, Stefan very diligently, because he liked to sketch things. And so he figured while he waited for the pilot or pilots to emerge, he would sketch the craft. And so for the next couple of minutes, that's what he did. And then after he was done sketching it, he put his sketchbook away, and then really nothing happened for about another 30 minutes. He just that was on the outside of the craft, one of the very few things that was on the outside of the craft that actually Stefan had noted in his sketch. He had drawn this that happened is the craft began rotating. Did that, 2 things happened. Grate rotated around until it was aimed directly at Stefan. Now, to picture this grate, picture like a and touched the craft. And the second he did that, two things happened. One, the hand that he touched the craft with, he was wearing a big welding glove, and the second he made contact with that craft, the leather glove began to melt. Not even catch on fire, it just instantly began to melt. And so he began frantically ripping the glove off to get it off of him to avoid injury. And then the second thing that happened is the craft began rotating counterclockwise until this vent that was on the outside of the craft, one of the very few things that was on the outside of the craft that actually Stefan had noted in his sketch. He had drawn this grate that sat on the outside of the craft. This grate rotated around until it was aimed directly at Stefan. Now, to picture this grate, picture like a vent you would see inside of a building where air conditioning blows air out of, right? It's kind of like that same size, the size of a license plate on a car. And instead of there being vertical slats along the vent, like you would see with an air conditioning vent cover, on this vent, on this craft, it was like a checkerboard pattern with little buttonholes all over this vent. And so Stefan is looking at this vent, and then suddenly something shoots through the vent, like an explosion that hits him square in the chest and lights him on fire. His shirt is literally in flames, and so Stefan is frantically trying to rip off his shirt. He throws it on the ground, he's stomping the flame, and as he's doing that, he looks up and sees this craft has somehow immediately shot into the sky and is now disappearing into the clouds. Now, Stefan had no idea what just happened. All he knew is his chest and his stomach now hurt tremendously. But before he could deal with that, he developed this unbelievable headache. He suddenly felt so nauseous, and he felt delirious, like he was drunk. Trying not to panic, described seeing this craft, and sure enough, they would find an open rock face, and right
Oh, they really do have everything for pets. Duke's favorite.
around the area that Stefan described was this circular burn pattern, as if something had been perched right there that shot some sort of exhaust into the ground, and the area around this landing site was determined to be highly radioactive, although it is assumed that the reason that area is radioactive is because there is a vein of radium that runs underneath the rocks near the area. However, what no one could explain away were the 3 identical pieces of what looked like metal, which actually turned out to be a very rare type of silver, that were located near this burn circle. Now, even though the Falcon Lake area was known apparently for having silver deposits up in the hillsides, this silver, these 3 pieces of silver, were not from the hillsides of Falcon Lake. This silver was heavily manufactured. Someone, something, some machine had manipulated the metal to bend and be cut in a very particular way. And all 3 of these pieces of very rare silver were highly radioactive. They would also find traces of this very rare type of silver that seemed to have seeped into some of the loose rocks that were inside of that burned out circle, almost like the silver had melted into the rock. But despite these pieces of evidence that do seem to suggest that Stefan really did see some craft land on these rocks, and despite the fact that the US government and the Canadian government both thoroughly investigated this case and they were not able to debunk it, they basically said, well, something happened, but we don't know what. Despite all of that, Stefan and his family's lives were forever upended after this incident. Stefan was ridiculed and accused of lying and of being crazy, and his kids were unfortunately bullied at school. Shortly before Stefan died in 1999 at the age of 83, he was asked if he regretted coming forward with this story, and he would say, yes, I wish I never told anyone. But he would also say, at the time, he really felt like he had a duty to tell the world about what happened. Stefan never changed his story, and he never came out and said, I think this craft came from another world, another planet, another universe. He just said, look, I think it was an experimental aircraft. That's it. He also never made a dime on this experience. If anything, he lost money because he paid to write a 40-page pamphlet that explained what happened to him, and then he left all these copies on his porch. So if news people showed up or if nosy neighbors showed up and had questions, he would just point to the stack of the books and say, take one and read it. So that's going to do it. If you got something out of today's episode and you haven't done this already, please ask the like button if you can borrow their favorite DVD, but instead of watching it, use it to play Frisbee with your dog and then return it. Also, please subscribe to our channel and turn on all notifications so you don't miss any of our weekly uploads. We have a podcast called the Mr. Ballin Podcasting, those whose lives have been called Mr. Ballin.
At the Nissan Institute of Thrillology, we test the Sentra's ability to drive, and to drive excitement.
Now, lease the 2022 Sentra from 5.49% for 24 months OAC.
I started Jewel Dancewear in 2011 when I was a teenager. I was going through a lot of changes with my body and feeling uncomfortable with myself. The dancewear that was out there was not designed by a dancer, and it didn't really fit the needs that I wanted. And so that's how Jewel Dancewear was born. I use Wix to create my site, and I rely on their platform because it has everything I need to grow my business. So what's my goal for the future? To keep growing.
Stig? You've got a cat. I don't own a cat. Have you brought your own cat? Anyway, what are you doing here? Last time you turned up, I ended up having to make a 100-mile-an-hour dodge jump. I know what this is about. There's a new Bond film coming out. There's a new series of Top Gear, which started on BBC One, and I've seen in the advert you boys messing around with Bond cars. This is the sort of thing that could inspire a Colin Firth project. Where are you going? Come on, stay with me. This is a good idea. Stick.
Get in! How cool is that?
Oh, unbelievable.
Okay, here's the challenge. Now, in the next episode of Top Gear, they do like a Bond car special, a guide to Bond cars. And I'm thinking, we could make our own James Bond car. Now, I have got a budget, 007, 7K, very nice, and that includes the car. So, I need to get myself a car. Now, I'm slightly restricted because the gap outside the shed is not very big. So I've gone for something small. I've gone for a Z3. Now, this is all right because I do believe Piers Brosnan drove one of these in Monday Never Comes. So, let's have a look round it and see if we can find some space to stick some gadgets in. Okay, there's not much room in this thing, but there is bits of gaps and stuff where we can slot stuff in. So, what are we going to put in this, Colin? Well, I think we should have 50-50. We should have partly James Bond gadgets, you know, weapons and things like that, and then some kind of more Colin Firth Top Gear-esque gadgets on the other side of things. So we've got, you know, appease the fans and a little bit of comedy. Right then, first thing, we're going to go with the James Bond things. We want guns and we want flamethrowers. Yeah! Okay, flamethrowers, going to stick them in the front. There's a nice big gap down here behind the bumper. Now, I've used gas in the past with the screw tank, but I think we're going to be testing this up an airfield. Airfields are windy, gas ain't no good, it just blows out, it's rubbish. So we're going to go for liquid fuel. So we need some liquid canisters. We then need things like the nozzles to deploy out underneath here somewhere. Pilot lights, pressurisation, bang, off it goes, amazing. Without covering up so much of the radiator that the car overheats. Right, fits in there nicely. This is kind of a proper Furs contraption now, because normally this is like your crumple, your safety zone. But of course, Mr. Bond has a crash. Today, the first thing he's going to hit is a tank of fuel. But he likes explosions. It's all good. Right, flippy outy flamey things. Now, one of the cool things about James Bond cars, other than all the gadgets, is the fact that when they're not being used, you can't see them. They're all tucked away, hidden behind lights, panels, things like that. And even though I'm on a budget, I still have to achieve this. So, I've kind of rigged this up. There's a little grill under the number plate, which I'm going to take away and replace. I'm going to slide this under, and this is basically our flamethrowers on linear actuators. So when we activate them, I'll just plug this in here. They will protrude out, ready to fire. Yes, Furs! Well, you're into that then, Stiggy boy. It's a lathe. It turns bits of metal. You can make like these little shims. Oh, he doesn't care, does he? Right, let's put this on a metal plate and install it properly, Colin.
Meet the Chopras. Benny and the family are heading home after a day of fun, but their car battery is dead. So Benny calls CAA's mobile battery service. CAA's technician comes right to them. tests their battery, and replaces it on the spot. CAA's all-in-one pricing means no need to pay extra for testing, installation, delivery, or recycling of their old battery. Now the family can cool down and head home, and that makes everyone happy.
License to drill. Right, that's gone in there pretty well. Next up, grill to cover it up, wire it all up, connect it all up. Basically, Colin, just finish it off. And if it doesn't fit the first time, we could try another day.
Is that all? Was an aiming to just pull. Coming up in my face again, I won't ever let you know. I won't make the same mistake again. And the main man said, here we go. Honey, hold back, it is not over. So don't come back, 'cause I'm not sober. One quick glance over.
Okay, right, all the controls are in the glove box. So to deploy them, just flick this across. Then to light the pilot lights, push this. And then once it's ready, you push that one and it will fire. Right, let's fill it up with water and kind of have like a spray test and see what happens. Big question mark at the moment. Is it going to set fire to the front of the car? Okay, I've had a brilliant idea. Now, in one of the Pierce Brosnan films, they had the Aston Martin Vanquish, or the Vanish as they called it, because basically the whole outside of the car went transparent and you couldn't see it. Now, I can't do that on my budget, but what I was thinking, if I can somehow devise a system so I can fill the inside of the car up with smoke, then it will render the occupants of the car completely unseeable. Yes! That is a brilliant idea, Colin. Q, you missed the bit. Right, got a little stainless tube set up. It's got a glow plug in the bottom of it, which basically when you put a battery across it, glows red hot. So, if we drop a little smoke pellet in, will it light it? And we can fit that in the vent of the car, and then it will fill the car up with smoke. Here's the plan! So you'll push the button for a little while, heat up, turn it off. There we go. Smoking! Brilliant! And then that will fill the car up. Or the shed, as it's going to do now. Oh, it's proper bellowing out now, isn't it? Yeah, it's probably definitely going to fill the car up. Do not inhale. Right, plan B. I have acquired a 12-volt smoke machine. Yeah, check this out, look. This is a better idea anyway. Stupid smoke pellets. Ha! Now, ideally, the smoke will come out the vents inside the car, and it draws the air from outside for that. Just here. So I'm thinking we'll reduce the size of our windscreen wash bottle, put the smoke machine there, drill a hole through into that, so when the smoke machine's on, the vents suck it all through, fills the cab up with smoke, and oh, Colin, it's amazing. Right, we might not be able to test the flamethrowers here, but we can definitely test this. Blowers on 3, give it a bit of a thingy. Yes! It's coming in! I should try driving like this. I can't even see the steering wheel. Steering wheel. There's my hand. Okay, next idea, Colin. Next one. I don't think you're going to top this. Right, next up, I'm thinking oil slip. In a lot of spy cars, you know, when a baddie is chasing you from behind, you push a button and it deploys oil from out the back of the car and they slip and skid off the road. But I quite like the idea of slipping and skidding all over the place. So rather than deploy oil at the back of the car, I'm going to spray it on my own tyres so I can drift easier. Pretty simple task this. Got this little fuel pump. It's dribbling a little bit. Now this come off the turbojet afterburner rig setup because I have been working on that for those of you that keep asking. So I've plugged it off there and then basically I've got the nozzle off an oil boiler and stuck it on the end, fired it up, and it's great. It gives a nice little spray. This is exactly what we want, but what it doesn't do is it doesn't shut off as soon as you turn the pump off. There's like residual back pressure and it continues to run after a little while. So I thought, right, let's put a solenoid valve on the end, wire that up to the pump so they both come on and open at the same time, and then when the pump stops, the solenoid valve will shut and hopefully cut it off. Well, it works better. It's not as good as I'd like it to be, but we'll leave it at that in a minute because it doesn't, you know, it cuts off after like 5 or 10 seconds, which is perfectly acceptable. So we just need to find somewhere now I can fit this into the car. Okay, finally got it off the car. I thought it was just going to be these 2 screws here, maybe one at the back, and the whole thing would lift out. But no, you have to take the roll hoops off and all sorts of other things. But they are. Right, so I think we'll stick the pump in the bottom, and I've got this little tiny like petrol can, which has come off like a lawnmower or something. Pop that just above it, can feed straight into it, and have the 2 lines go off, disappearing somewhere into the car. I've not worked that bit out yet, to under the wheel arches. Lovely.
Can't. Need more minerals for that. That command's no good, boss. Got forces under attack out there! Don't got the minerals. We need more minerals. Can't. Need more minerals for that. Don't got the minerals. We need more minerals. Don't got the minerals. Got a new queen leading the pack. Can't. Need more minerals for that. We need more minerals. Don't got the minerals. Can't. Need more minerals for that. Hive cluster just popped out a queen. We need more minerals. Can't. Need more minerals for that. Brand new evolution over here. We need more minerals. Don't got the minerals. Evolution's complete. These Zerg just mutated again. Not enough overlords. That mineral cluster's mined out. Not enough Vespine. Hive cluster just popped out a queen. Mutation complete. Man, I wish I hadn't seen that. Need more gas for that. Your forces are under attack! All out of gas. Not enough Vespine. Mineral cluster depleted. Brand new evolution. Got forces under attack out there! Need more gas for that. Our base is under attack! Your forces are under attack! Got forces under attack out gas. There! Enemies taking a fly swatter to our drones. Man, they're stomping our drones over here! Mutation complete. Enemies taking a fly swatter to our drones. Evolution's complete. Man, they're stomping our drones over here. These Zerg just mutated again. Not enough Vespine. Our base is under attack! Your forces are under attack! Our base is under attack! Enemies taking a fly swatter to our drones! Our base is under attack! Our base is under attack! Your forces are under attack! Don't got the minerals. We need more minerals. Our base is under attack. Man, they're stomping our drones over here. Got forces under attack out there. Our base is under attack. Our base is under attack. Man, they're stomping our drones over here. Our base is under attack. Can't. Need more minerals for that. Our base is under attack. In the rear with the gear.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
I'm going. Yeah. Big job, huh? You're the boss. Go ahead. Sure thing.
Mineral field depleted. Mineral field depleted.
Ah! You scared me! Bad news? Yo, what's going on? Move it!
Not enough minerals.
Woo-hoo! Overtime! Huh? Big job, huh? Yes, sir. I can't build here. I can't build here. We hear you. What's going on? Uh-huh. It's your dime. Bad news?
Base is under attack.
Ah! You scared me! Go ahead.
Not enough minerals.
In the rear. Want a piece of me, boy? By the numbers, boys. This better be good. Been waiting on you. Armed and ready. Ah! You scared me! Gotcha.
Not enough minerals. Not enough
We could use some help here. Go, go,
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Yeah. Bad news?
Not enough minerals.
Yep. You're the boss. Go ahead.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
SCV ready. Yeah.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
In the rear with the gear. Big job, huh?
Not enough
SCV
minerals.
ready. SCV ready. We could use some help here. What's going on? SCV ready. You gonna give me orders?
Not enough minerals.
Huh? Big job, huh? Gangway, coming through.
SCV ready.
Who wants some? Go, go, go! Move it! Who wants some?
Base is under attack.
Help here. This better be good.
You have not enough minerals. 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 My life for ire. Honor guides me. My life for ire. Antara Tassadar. By your will. My life for ire. Your probes are under attack. My life for ire. Upgrade complete. Command me. We are the Blades of Iron. Justice be done. For Artanis. My meditation. By your will. What guides me? Mineral field depleted. Mineral field depleted. We stand as one. Upgrade complete. My life for hire. You have not enough minerals. We embrace the glory. My life for hire. Research complete. Your probes are under attack. Mineral field depleted. Mineral field depleted. Ikuda Anai. Upgrade complete. You must place that in a power field. We Face the Templar. Prismatic core online. I heed the call. Thus I serve. Focus. The merging is complete. Upgrade complete. Fma data lock. Discussing Naradakurad. Channel the light divided. We face the enemy. Face the stage. Destroy. Dominate. Vaporize. Fma de Templar. I heed the call. My charge. Power. Mineral field depleted. We need more guidance. Motorion. You require more Vespine gas. Mineral field depleted. You require more Vespine gas. Fma de Templar. Orkai Atum. Mineral field depleted. Carrier has arrived. Our pylon is under attack. Oblivion descent. Let us finish this. Engaging the enemy. Mineral field depleted. You require more Vespine gas. Carrier has arrived. Mineral field depleted. Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
Justice has come.
Mineral field depleted.
Direct us.
Mineral field depleted. You require more Vespine gas. Not enough energy. We have met the enemy. awaits. Let us proceed. Vespine Geyser exhausted. Carrier has arrived. Carrier has arrived. Mineral field depleted. You require more Vespine gas. Mineral field depleted.
Guide us.
We are ready. The time is now. The color is served. Let us finish this. Agreed. Carrier has arrived.
By the heart.
Zara Kunul. Base is under attack. You have not enough minerals. 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 You have not enough minerals.
I'm here in the shadows. I'm here in the shadows.
You have not enough minerals. Upgrade you. You require more.
I'm here in the shadows.
You require more Vespine gas. You have not enough minerals. You have not enough minerals. You have not enough minerals.
I'm here in the shadows.
You have not enough minerals. You have not enough minerals. Not enough energy. Not enough energy. You have not enough minerals.
Paradactyral. Annihilation commencing.
Mineral field depleted.
We are at full power.
We face the enemy. Mineral field depleted. Mineral field depleted. Mineral field depleted. Not enough energy. Upgrade complete.
Victory awaits.
You have not enough minerals.
Carrier has arrived.
Upgrade complete. You have not enough minerals.
We are ready.
You have not enough minerals. You have not enough minerals.
Carrier has arrived.
You have not enough minerals.
Genetic matrix active.
You require my skills. Very wise. Intriguing. I am the heart of darkness. It shall be as you say.
Awaiting. We are ready. The battle is won. The time is now. Na Azum. Prepared to engage. The Kala is served. Zara Kunul. Agreed. To victory. Agreed. Carrier has arrived. The battle is won. Carrier has arrived.
Upgrade complete. Vespine Geyser exhausted.
We have met the enemy. The end has come.
Upgrade complete. Carrier. Base is under attack.
We are ready.
Mineral field depleted.
Let our enemy know our fury.
Base is under attack. Not enough energy. You must construct additional pylons. Base is under attack. Vespine geyser exhausted. Not enough energy. You must construct additional pylons.
Carrier has arrived. To victory. The Kala is served.
You require more Vespine gas.
Azu awaiting the call. Agreed. The time is now.
Mineral field depleted. Mineral field depleted. Your warriors have engaged the enemy. Mineral field depleted. Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
The battle is won. To victory.
Mineral field depleted.
The time is now. The Kala is served. Carrier has arrived. Carrier has arrived.
You must construct additional pylons. Vespine Geyser exhausted.
Carrier has arrived. Carrier has arrived.
Mineral field depleted. Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
Awaiting the call. Prepare to engage.
Unacceptable command.
We have met the enemy.
Vespine Geyser exhausted. You must place that in a power field.
We are poised for victory.
You have not enough minerals. Base is under attack.
Carrier has arrived. Awaiting the call. We have met the enemy.
Mineral field depleted. Base is under attack.
Carrier has arrived. Let us proceed. Carrier has arrived.
You have not enough minerals. Our pylon is under attack.
Let us finish this.
Teleport successful. Mineral field depleted.
We have met the enemy.
Now entering Midtown. Prepare your defenses. Select your hero.
I'll find my own path.
Greetings. Take care of each other out there.
Watch your flanks. They might try something.
Hello. Hello. All right, then. Test me.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Okay, I learned from that. I'm here.
Monstering you.
This might hurt more than usual. Thought they were dead, but I guess not. Carried on the wind. It's not done. Nice to know you have my back. I don't give up that easily.
Another day,
You
another
caught?
battlefield.
Maintaining damage boost.
activated.
The Junker Queen stands with ya.
Come on, get up.
Nice to be the pushing point. Stay near the immortality field.
My servants never die.
Sojourn en route.
Objective lost. Stop the payload.
No one can hide from the hunters.
We're here to be heard. You want that louder?
Got it. Ready for duty.
Can I get some healing?
Yeah, I'll turn it up.
Enemy.
I'm under attack.
You're safe. Thanks for the help.
You want to hear this?
Fire! Everyone follow me.
Crush the enemy.
Got it.
for a remix.
I need healing.
You're on the same wavelength.
Understood.
I am injured.
I could use some assistance. My son.
It's an uphill fight. Let's get loud.
It's go time.
Oh, now that's more feel the healing beat.
The payload has
Amp up
reached
this beat. Now that's more like it. Oh, yeah. Oh, let's break it. Damn.
Activating self-destruct sequence. How's my KD?
Turn it up, turn it up.
Boosting your damage.
Next track.
Here's ahead.
Hey.
Humanity is shackled. I will find the key. My condition is improved. Your end is within my reach. That's much better. This ends now.
Ultra 76, reporting duty.
A taste of poison. Reforming ye. Reinvert both. I must recharge. Hold on. Eyes open now.
Everyone, heal up.
Your end is within my reach.
My sons never die.
seconds remaining.
Someone call?
We get it out and we take this home.
I've dealt with cynics before.
Over there.
Ten seconds remaining.
Helden sterben nicht.
Evolution is a painful path to walk. A taste of poison. Surrender to my will. Your assistance is appreciated.
There's much for you to do.
No opposition is insurmountable.
My sons never die. Helden sterben nicht.
Tactical visor activated.
Victory. Play of the game.
Get dumped on!
Traveling to Nepal. Prepare for battle. Select your hero.
Amid discord, we will find tranquility.
Je sens que je vais bien m'amuser.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
Who will my wedding snare today? Engage without mercy.
The objective is now
A challenge presents itself.
Hitting the ground running.
Climbing the objective.
We are outnumbered.
Does not bode well for you. Reinhardt at your service. Failure is acceptable. Giving up is not.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
Pain is an excellent teacher.
Best round lost.
My systems are restored.
Score 0-1.
Watch your flanks. They might try something.
Clear heads, sharp eyes.
Coming through. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 2. Capture the objective.
I'm not giving up. Neither are you.
The objective is now
Let's kick this off.
I'm on the objective.
I'm feeling the burn. Hello.
Hey,
Watch here.
Target's locked. Open fire.
Suppress the target. I'm here. Concentrating fire. Watashi ga tsuiteる.
A temporary setback. Listen to my prayer.
It's
Really was the honor of a lifetime.
Careful, we're outnumbered.
Even the teacher can learn from his student.
I've been knocked down.
Experience tranquility. I am on the objective.
Over there.
Friends.
Teammate.
They're outnumbered.
Pain is an excellent teacher.
Overtime.
The point is vulnerable. Let us take it.
Defeat. Play of the game. Entering the necropolis. Prepare for battle. Select your hero.
Tools in hand,
3,
brain in gear.
1. Fight.
I'm overloaded!
Enemy eliminated. Teammate eliminated.
You're all set up, my dear.
Winner. Score 1-0. Prepare for battle. Select your hero.
We're in this together.
3, 2,
all of us.
1. Fight.
Eyes on the bad guys.
Right on the money. There's a sniper. Careful. Stay put.
Winner. Score 2-0. Prepare for battle. Select your hero.
Every soldier needs a cause.
1. Fight. Match point. Victory. Play of the game.
I'm overloading!
Now traveling to Petra. Prepare for battle. Select your hero. Three, two, one, fight!
Together we'll strike them down!
The battle awaits me! I need help!
Time for a remix.
My journey continues! Tools in hand, brain in gear. King, beauty.
Enemy needs 15 kills to win.
Guess you can learn even at this age. I'm overloading! Turret in position!
Enemy needs 10 kills to win.
They're hurting my turret! My precious work! Maximum power! Back down! Not a chance!
Enemy needs 2 kills.
King of beauty!
Match complete. Defeat. Play of the game.
Surrender to my will.
Now entering King's Row. Prepare your defenses. Select your hero.